Hello and welcome on this new weekly market analysis video from Xtreme Trader. This is Salah speaking. So guys, I would like to know what do you think about these signals which I have sent to you here last Friday. As you can see, the Euro USD has reversed with a zero drawdown from the given price at 1.0 at 0.25 and running currently in about 53 pips. The pound USD has also reversed almost from the given price and went as total of 70 pips, I would say, of profit. AUD USD signal hasn't been triggered. USD CAD has reversed exactly from the given price at 1.34942 with almost a zero drawdown and went straight to the take profit level, making 85 pips of profit. USD JPY went to the take profit level instantly. Yeah, the USD CHF, of course, running in loss inside of the safe zone. The gold, however, the gold hasn't been triggered, but it's important to keep in mind that the gold has reversed exactly at that trend line which I have drawn here last Thursday, which means the strategy of Xtreme Trader using the trend lines is so powerful, it's so effective to find the reversal points, and the reversal right here is a big proof of it. So again guys, I'm so happy and so proud of course of the signals which I have sent to you here last Friday, and it means a lot to me to know in the comments that you have indeed made profits with the signals. Thankfully we have seen a lot of comments recently in the YouTube says that they have actually made profits with my signals. So of course, without further ado, let's now begin with the weekly analysis video, and before that, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and of course share the video. So let's now begin with the Euro USD. So of course, let me just delete the old signal and let's see now what we can do next with this pair. Now moving to the weekly chart, the first thing that we can notice right here on the Euro USD is the bullish breakout from that level of a resistance at 1.07686. Now of course, as per the strategy of Xtreme Trader to find the reversal spots always and forever, whenever there is a support level, which was actually a very strong key support level, if it has been followed later with a strong bullish breakout candle, most likely that support right here, or actually this support will respect actually the previous supports. As we can see, my friends, these two attempts of a support has recently been respected, which means the Euro USD has one direction to go, which is up. Therefore, I believe we have to continue buying the Euro USD for the remaining days of the coming week. So moving now to the daily chart. Now on the daily chart, we can notice right here the strong reversal happened, which means this, my friends, right here was the support number one. It was of course the first attempt of the support, and if we draw here a support trend line from this point, we can notice right here that the market indeed respecting that level of a support trend line. Even if you check this support trend line right here as well, we can notice how the market indeed is respecting that level as a support trend line. In the middle, we had here one fake breakout, but the market ignored it and did not make a single attempt of a resistance trend line, and instead just resumed the rise and reversed exactly at that point again. So that support trend line has been respected multiple times. Now, most likely we can actually rely on that same level of a support trend line. However, we need to switch right now to the smaller time frame, such as the 4-hour time frame. And the first thing that we can notice right here is the real level of a support right here, exactly, just right here. Let me just be more accurate, exactly at 1.08206. Now we can see right here that this was, of course, my friends, a previous support level, which has been followed later with a fake breakout. Therefore, currently the Euro USD is actually facing a strong resistance right here at 1.08675, which means the Euro USD is actually having a potential to make another pullback and might actually fall again and retest that level of a real support. And by the way, let me just move to the smaller time frame so you can see it. I will move to the 30-minute time frame. Exactly. Let me just be more accurate. Exactly, just like that. Fantastic. Perfect. That's actually a very accurate way to draw the line. Now we can notice right here that the Euro USD has indeed started the reversal that can be seen with that red candle, and we can actually expect from the pair to continue the fall and to buy the pair exactly at that level of a real support, which has been of course followed later with a fake breakout in the middle. And this tail right here, do you see this tail? That tail represents the respecting of the level of the support right here. Therefore, I strongly advise to start buying the Euro USD after it fall for about 30 pips, I would say, respecting also the support trend line right here. However, for the take profit level, we have to switch now back to the daily chart to find the take profit level, which I believe should be at least till the highest level of a resistance right here at 1.09396. That's of course to have a safe take profit level from our entry. Therefore, we are actually expecting to make approximately 114 pips profit from this signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging lower than this level of a support right here exactly at 1.07836. The reason, of course, if that the market is going to be actually able to reach the edge of the safe zone, that means that this support trend line has no longer been respected and the market will continue the fall. Therefore, the edge of the safe zone is ranging for about 40 pips only against 115 pips of take profit. And there goes the signal for the Euro USD. Let's now move to the Pound USD. Alright, so again the Pound USD, my friends, has reversed almost from the given price and reversed just like 1 pip far away from it, but I will consider this signal as triggered and I would say it's running currently in about 70 pips of profit. I hope you guys have taken this signal and enjoyed it. Now what's next with the Pound USD? Let's first of all get rid of the old signal and let's now move to the weekly chart. Now, based on the weekly chart, we can see something very similar to what we have seen on the Euro USD. Now, that level of a strong support right here at 1.23190 has actually been respected, and the market has actually closed recently on the weekly candle as a very strong bullish candle. Now, that tells us that most likely if we check this resistance trend line right here, actually like that, we can see that the market indeed has made the bullish breakout from that level of a resistance trend line, indicates that the Pound USD is indeed going to continue the rise. So on the weekly chart, we can see clearly that the Pound USD is going to continue rising, and the target most likely has to be at least the nearest strong key resistance level to that entry at 1.25942, which means the Pound USD still has about 200 pips more to go. So let's now move to the daily chart. Get rid of the lines and move back to the daily chart. Now on the daily chart, what we can do next right now is just simply draw here that support trend line from that highest low to the highest low as well. Now what we can do right here is simply drag the very same, just drag it just like that, draw it here and then drag it all the way right here on the nearest support trend line. Check this out. Now I have actually dragged it from that support trend line all the way, look at the mouse cursor, to that support trend line right here. So what we can see right here, if we go now back to the 4-hour time frame, exactly just like that, now we can notice that the price on that support trend line has been respected repeatedly. We had here one bearish breakout from that level and created right here 1 and 2 attempts of a support a resistance trend line, then instantly broke out again from it. Now we can see that the market has been respecting this level as a support trend line multiple times, which tells us that this level of a support trend line is so strong and powerful, and most likely the Pound USD is actually going to continue respecting it. Now keep going, drag the same support trend line all the way. Check this out, guys. That is a perfection. Check this out. By dragging the support trend line, I have been able to find another reversals, spots of reversals, which actually can be seen right here and right there. So that level has also become a resistance trend line, and check out these accurate levels of the reversal. Then we have here one bullish breakout from that level, and again the same line has been respected repeatedly. That's what I call the magic of trend lines, and of course I have explained this in brief in 2 videos on my channel called the magic of trend lines. You can look them up if you want to. Now most likely the Pound USD is actually going to continue the fall, and most likely that support trend line is going to be respected. The question is, where exactly lies the nearest strong horizontal support that we can actually rely to find our next decent entry? The answer is right here exactly. That level of a support, as we can see, my friends, has also been respected, and it actually had one fake breakout, actually 2 fake breakouts as a resistance. Now after the appearance of the last bullish breakout candle, the rules of my strategy says that once we are seeing a strong bullish breakout candle, look on the left side to find the nearest strong support, key support actually, and that is of course the nearest strong key support. And right now, since the Pound USD is actually facing that level of a resistance, we can expect from the market to continue the fall and make a 3rd attempt actually of a support trend line, and it's gonna be of course the first attempt of support on horizontal level, which means we have to wait for the pound USD to fall for about 40 pips before we can start buying it. Now for the take profit level, we will actually be aiming at least the nearest strong key resistance level to our entry, which lies exactly right here at 1.25583, right here. That is the nearest resistance, which means, my friends, we are actually expecting to make approximately 200 pips profit from the signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone should not actually be ranging lower than this level of a nearest resistance to our entry, actually like that. Perfect. That's going to be the edge of the safe zone, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 64 pips, I would say, against 203 pips of profit. Moving now to the AUD USD. Alright, so the AUD USD signal from Friday hasn't been triggered. Therefore, let's now delete this signal and let's see what we can do next with the AUD USD. Now, the first thing that we can notice right here, my friends, actually even on the 4-hour time frame, is that level of a strong key support level at 0.69374, and you can see that the market has actually been able to respect that level as a resistance, but for only one single small attempt, which has been followed later with a very strong bullish breakout candle. Now, as we can see right here, currently the AUD USD is actually facing right here a resistance at 0.69675, which means we can actually expect a pullback and from the market to continue the fall, and that level of a strong key support level is most likely going to be respected. Add to that if we draw here a support trend line, just like that, exactly like this. Now, if we drag the same support trend line, let me just move now to the smaller time frame, such as 1-hour time frame. Now what I will do is simply drag the same support trend line right here and place it just at the nearest resistance trend line that I can see. Exactly like this. Check this out. This was of course a resistance trend line, which was of course previously a support level, which means all these points together indicates that the AUD USD has a potential to continue the fall, and that resistance trend line after the bullish breakout from it is going to become a new support trend line, and that can be judged by looking at this strong key support level right here, which in my opinion cannot be ignored easily. That means we have to wait for this pair to fall for about 30 pips, I would say, before we can start buying it, and the take profit level is going to be placed just right here at the nearest strong key resistance level as 0.70156, which means we are actually aiming, we can aim even higher than that. You know what? No, I'm going to stick to my original take profit level, which means we are actually expecting to make approximately 80 pips profit from the AUD USD. Meanwhile, the safe zone shouldn't be ranging lower than this level of a strong key support at 0.69027, which means the safe zone is ranging for only 33 pips against 80 pips of take profit level. Moving now to the USD CAD, which I'm so happy for. I'm so happy and proud of course. The USD CAD has reversed exactly from the given price at 1.34942 and made total of 85 pips of profit. Let me know in the comments if you have, my friends, made a good profits with these signals. Anyway, moving now to the weekly chart. Now, as we can see, my friends, on the weekly chart, the USD CAD has actually faced a very strong key resistance level exactly right there, actually. Right here. That is of course a strong key resistance level. If we check on the left side, we can notice how the market has always been respecting that level at 1.34871, and keep in mind that it has always been a real attempt of a resistance. Meanwhile, we had here that fake breakout, and here another fake breakout, and another fake breakouts, and of course a major fake breakouts. But in the middle, that level of a resistance at 1.34871 has always been respected as a real level of a resistance. Now the last candle shows us that the market has indeed tried to make an attempt to break out from that level, and of course it has failed. Add to that we are having here a support trend line, and check this out. That support trend line from this lower low to this higher low has also been respected. Then finally the market has made here the bearish breakout from that support trend line, and the market has went all the way last week to retest the broken level of a resistance trend line, and the broken level of a support trend line, and now has created a new resistance trend line. All of that together indicates that the USD CAD has one direction, which is going to be down, and that support right here is most likely going to be revisited. Therefore, that's going to be, in my opinion, our target, which means the USD CAD still has about 147 pips more to go. more pips to go, of course. Now moving back to the daily chart. On the daily chart, we can see that's very clear. Now we can see here the support trend line, which has been respected repeatedly. Then we had here the bearish breakout from it, and right here we can see the retest of that level. However, if we look carefully, right here exactly, we're actually having a real level of a resistance exactly at 1.34423. As you can see, it was a strong real level of a resistance right here, and it has actually been a strong key resistance level for multiple days. Keep in mind, I'm right now on the daily chart. Now that level of resistance has been respected and faced one fake breakout. That means we can actually expect right now from the USD CAD to continue the rise, and that level of a real resistance is most likely gonna be respected again, and then we can start shorting the USD CAD, aiming that level of a real support, which means based on the daily chart, we have to wait for the market to rise for about 62 pips before we can start shorting it. I'm going to send you the signal actually sooner than that. So, of course, we cannot send the signal based on the daily chart. We have to find, now, of course, on the daily chart, we have found the direction and where exactly we can start, or actually where we can short the USD CAD. But to find the exact entry, we have to switch now to the smaller time frame. Now, based on the in the 4-hour time frame, we just need to highlight the real level of a resistance, which exactly right here. That's perfect. As we can see, right here we're having that real level of a resistance. Then the same level became a real attempt of a support multiple times. Then we had here the last attempt of a real support, which became, of course, right here a real attempt of a resistance. Then these two candles in the middle represents a fake breakout. Now, currently the USD CAD is actually facing a strong key support level right here, which means the USD CAD has the potential to make a pullback, and that level of a real resistance is most likely going to be respected. Another way to confirm this entry is by simply using the support trend line, as we can see, just like that. Fantastic, perfect. That is exactly what I want to see. As you can see, my friends, that the support trend line has been respected multiple times. It became also a resistance trend line, and then we had here that fake breakout from the resistance trend line. So the market has actually failed to create here a support trend line. So that support trend line has not been respected, and the market has indeed failed to create a new support trend line, which means what's gonna happen most likely is that the market is gonna rise again right here, and that resistance trend line is gonna be respected, and the USD CAD will continue the fall, which means we have to wait for the market to rise for about 35 pips before we can start shorting it. However, for the take profit level, I'm going to give you a sooner take profit than you can think, at 1.33002, which means we're actually aiming approximately 116 pips profit from this signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone is going to be ranging just a little bit above that level of a resistance at 1.34615, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 45 pips against 116 pips of profit. Moving now to the USD JPY. Alright, so of course we have to get rid of the old signal, which hasn't been triggered, unfortunately, but the market at least went in the right direction. Now, on the USD JPY, let's move to the weekly chart. Now, I want to show you this. On the weekly chart, my friends, that support actually shows us right here that price action which has appeared, which we actually, this is my favorite price action, which indicates for a bullish reversal. Usually, and actually I would say about 95% of the time, once you see this candle has appeared on a support level, it usually indicates for a bullish reversal. And of course, if you see it upside down, vice versa, on a resistance level, it means a bearish reversal. I don't have time to go to the history to show it to you. Hopefully I can find something happened in the current time. I need something here to show it to you just to confirm the power of this price action. Sadly, the USD JPY is not actually giving us much of an options. Anyway, let's not waste the time, and let me just tell you something. Most likely, based on the weekly chart, the USD JPY has a potential for a bullish reversal after the strong bullish reversal from that support at 127.108. So moving now to the daily chart. Now on the daily chart, what we can see right here, my friends, is that support trend line, which has been respected. Now what we can do next is simply now move to the 4-hour time frame, and what I will do next is simply drag the same support trend line and try to find a decent entry based on that line. Now as you can see right here, right there exactly, right here, pay attention. right there we are having, wait me 1 second, we are having here that support trend line, which became multiple times as a resistance trend line. Then it faced that fake breakout, and again the same resistance trend line has finally been respecting right after the fake breakout. Then now the market is finally respecting that level, which means the market is most likely going to continue the fall, and the USGPY is actually facing that level of a support, which I believe is going to be respecting, which means we have to wait for this pair to fall for about 56 pips more before we can start buying it. Exactly just like that. I believe it's a very straight and simple signal, even based on the daily on the 1 hour time frame. Let me just delete the resistance line. Yeah, that's better. Now that level of a support, my friends, is most likely gonna be respected. We can notice that on the 1 hour time frame, that level has already been respected. Therefore, this is a first attempt of the support, which we will call a support number 1, and I believe we can start buying the USGPY exactly at the second attempt of the support. And if that happens, we will actually be aiming the highest level of a resistance right here at 130.600, which means we are actually expecting to make about 175 pips profit from this signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone should not be ranging lower than the level of a real support right here at 128.233, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 64 pips against 171 pips of profit. Moving now to the USD-CHF. Alright, so of course the USD-CHF signal did not work, and unfortunately it's running right now in about 16 or 17 pips of loss inside of the safe zone. I would recommend everyone to close this trade because, or actually you can keep it running if you wish to. If you have any if you have the trade still opened, I believe we can keep it running because we are actually going to short the USD-CHF. The reason, of course, if we go now to the weekly chart, actually, no, let's move back to the daily chart. Actually, it's more clear right there. Now, if we check the weekly chart, my friends, the first thing that we can notice right here is, actually, from anywhere, that support trend line like that. Exactly. That support trend line shows us that the market has actually been respecting that level of a support trend line exactly from here. And as you can see, the market respected that level repeatedly and then finally had the bearish breakout from that support trend line. Now we can see that this week, actually the last week, sorry, the market has actually made here the resistance trend line and already retested the broken level of a support trend line, which means that the USD-CHF has a potential to continue the fall. And if I'm not mistaken, the target is gonna be right here, the lowest level of a support at 0.90866, the lowest point where the USD-CHF has reversed from. Now let's move to the 4 hour time frame. Now based on the 4 hour time frame, we can notice right here the strength or the power of that level of resistance at 0.92286. Now most likely the USD-CHF is currently facing actually a previous support right here, and most likely is gonna make another pullback. And if I'm not mistaken, the USD-CHF will actually be respecting the same level of a previous resistance at 0.92323, which is actually the highest level of a resistance which has been formed right here. So therefore, I believe we can start safely shorting the USD-CHF from that level, and the target, of course, actually we don't need that much of take profit level. Let me just make the line higher. Yes, that's actually more realistic and safer. Therefore, we are actually expecting to make approximately 110 pips profit from the signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone shouldn't be ranging higher than this level of a previous resistance as 0.92766, which means it will be ranging for about 45 pips against 110 pips of profit. Let's now move to the gold. Alright, so of course regarding the gold, my friends, we have to notice that right now we are actually at 1926.48. Now most likely if we check the weekly chart, the first thing that we can notice right here is that the market has indeed respected that level of a support, even right here actually, right there, at 1896.28. The gold, my friends, has actually faced that level of a strong key support level and instantly respected it and rose above the pressure from that support. Now most likely the gold is actually going to continue the rise. If we draw here the support trend line, of course, from that lower low to this higher low. As we can see, we can notice here that the market indeed is respecting that level of a support trend line, which means we're having here like a channel. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the right way, exactly, just like that, perfect. If I'm not mistaken, the gold, my friends, has actually been respecting that channel. We can notice here one fake breakout, then again the market kept rising inside of this channel, then we had another fake breakout, and then we have seen the gold respecting that channel. Then finally we have seen here the fake breakout from that level. Now the gold, of course, has actually been able to break out from Fibonacci retracement 50 and reverse exactly from that level of a support. Therefore the gold is actually going to continue the rise, and if I'm not mistaken, the take profit level has to be placed at least till the market reach that level of a real resistance. Right, one second, right there. That's going to be our take profit level at 1958.90. That's going to be our target. Now, where exactly we can start buying the gold? That's the question. Now, what I will do next is simply drag the very same support trend line and place it just right there. Check this out. If we track the history of this support trend line, we can notice right here that this support trend line has been respected repeatedly. Then, of course, we had multiple fake breakouts. Then finally, it has become a resistance trend line, and then a resistance trend line. Then finally, a new support trend line. So that means that we can actually rely on that support trend line to find the nearest or the good entry. Now, moving to the 4-hour time frame. Let me just get rid of the odd line, since we have already identified the direction of the gold. Now the question is only where exactly we can start buying it. The answer lies on that support trend line. Check this out. Fantastic. As you can see, my friends, that support trend line has actually faced a fake breakout, and again we can see that the support trend line has also been respected multiple times. And based on the pressure from the current support at 1928, we can actually 1892, if I'm not mistaken, that support right here is going to be respected, and that support trend line is going to be respected again, which means we can actually expect from the gold to continue falling for about, I would say, about 91 or actually 98 or 100 pips before we can start buying it. Now, to find the decent entry, all we need to do is simply scroll to the left side to find a strong key support level. And right here, I'm scrolling right now, and check this out. Exactly right there. Fantastic. That support, my friends, exactly right here. Let me just be precise to the maximum. Exactly. 1917.87 is a very strong key support level. And we can see that in the from the old chart, since March 31, that level has been respected repeatedly, multiple times. And if we check the newest history, of course, the recent history, we can see that on April, that level of a support has already become a strong key resistance level. Then the market kept actually respecting it over the time. And finally, exactly, my friends, this is so perfect. Now, finally, we can see that the market has respected that level as a resistance. Then we have seen right here the bullish breakout from it, and the gold is yet to respect or retest that level. Therefore, I believe strongly that we can buy the gold exactly at this point, where that support trend line is going to be respected, and that horizontal support also will be respected as well, which means we have to wait for the gold to fall for about 88 pips before we can start buying it. However, for the take profit level, I'm going to give you a more realistic take profit level, which is going to be exactly right here at the nearest strong key resistance at 1948.18, which means we are actually expecting to make approximately, let me just be sure, 300 pips profit from this signal. Meanwhile, the safe zone shouldn't be ranging lower than this level of a support right here at 1903.74, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 140 pips against 300 pips of profit. And there goes your signal, my friends, for the USD pairs and for the gold for this week. Hopefully, my friends, it's going to be a profitable and very good week for everyone. Again, I want to remind everyone, just because these signals came from Xtreme Trader doesn't mean at all that they will be 100% profitable. They actually might fail. We might actually lose in these signals. However, the good thing is we are actually always able to recover from our losses, and that's the goal point of Forex. You have to be able to recover your losses. You have to accept the losses, and you have to live with them, accept them, and always keep in mind that I can, as a Forex trader, always recover any potential losses. Now, thankfully, Friday, actually was 100% in profits. Everyone made profits with the extreme trader signals. Hopefully, I mean, if you have taken them. But what I wanted to say is that's not gonna happen every single week. Sometimes I will fail, and that is normal. In the end, these are just analysis and my predictions to the market. And of course, stay tuned. Keep your eyes on that channel. I will post more live trading videos this week and more of forecasts. Hopefully, we will all make together good profits. So until then, I hope that it's informative to you, and I would like to thank you for watching.